With me, I have my disciple, Robert McConnell, who successfully finished his master's degree as an orchestral conductor and now embarked in the next step, which I called Doctor of Musical Arts degree. Robert is going to be conducting on Thursday night of the second week, but he also going to be featured as a keyboard player, playing harpsichord for us in music of Johann Sebastian Bach, and a little bit of recitatives in Don Giovanni by Mozart. So let's just talk quickly about interesting features of the second week. It's been our tradition in Peninsula Music Festival to devote second Tuesday night program to music of the Baroque, to using only half of our strings and few winds, bringing harpsichord quite often or guitar. This time I've decided to make a little twist. Of course there will be music by Johann Sebastian Bach, but there will be also music of Stravinsky when he started to investigate neoclassical style, copying in a way music of Baroque composers. So there will be two pieces by Johann Sebastian Bach, his orchestral suite number 3 and the piano concerto in D minor. And from the Stravinsky's works, you will hear his Pulcinella suite after Pergolesi and his piano concerto for piano and wind orchestra and basses. The soloist for that concert will be Winston Choi, who has been our guest soloist at least 3 or maybe 4 times, and the last time he was featured playing Beethoven's triple concerto for violin, cello, and piano. I don't think I need to talk even anything more specific about this program because it is self-explanatory. Except I like people to know that there is a reason why I want the piano concerto in D minor to be played on the piano, not on a harpsichord, but on a grand piano. And that I do for personal reasons. When I used to live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, many years ago, I befriended wonderful pianist William Treat, who was on the faculty of Dalhousie University. And that was a concerto which we did together in Halifax during the Scotia Festival of Music times. Unfortunately, Bill passed away a few years ago from AIDS, and in his memory, I would like Winston Choi to play this concerto, this particular festival. Anyway, moving on to the Thursday concert, we are going to have a second emerging conductor, Robert McConnell, who will introduce himself perhaps and tell us about who you are and what music are you going to conduct.
Well, my name's Robert McConnell. I'm from New York City. I grew up in New Jersey. I did my first musical training at the Mannes College of Music in New York. Then I came and did my undergraduate in composition at Northwestern. I studied with Augusta Reed Thomas and J. Allen Yim. And then I came and did my master's with Maestro Yampolsky. After that, I took some time. I was working. I got a wife. And then I decided that all this wasn't enough, and I decided to come back for some more studying.
Well, you seem very happy about all of that.
It's all been working out well for me so far.
Wonderful. Now, would you tell us what piece are you going to conduct?
I'm going to be conducting the second Dvorak Legend in G major. These pieces, it's a set of 10 pieces that he wrote in the early 1880s. They originally started off as piano four hands pieces. So they were pieces that if you were a guy and a girl, you could sit together and play piano four hands and flirt a little bit in a very 19th century kind of way. They were published by Brahms's publisher, Simrock, and the publisher asked him to orchestrate them because he thought that they were fantastic pieces and would work well for the orchestra. So he did, and I'll be conducting the result.
I am looking forward to see you and hear you working with the PMF orchestra, doing this legend. I really love music just the way you do, and I think everybody else will love it too. Following the legend by Dvorak, we're going to have our featured guest artist, who is our principal flute player, Susanna Self. And she's going to play wonderful flute concerto by Nilsson, Carl Nilsson, another piece of music which is not often performed, but absolutely magnificent. And I'm so much looking forward to be on stage with Susanna, not as a music director of and conducting her in an orchestra, but to accompany her as a soloist. After intermission, we are going to play the most famous symphony of Rachmaninoff, his Second Symphony, which is unfortunately the longest symphony, but nevertheless, it is very moving piece of music and loved all over the world. We only done this piece once, and it's time for us to do it again. So I'm looking forward to conduct this symphony number 2. And on Saturday, we're going to do something also very different. We're going to produce concert from works of Haydn and Mozart. The Haydn Symphony number 88, one of his most cheerful, remarkable little symphonies, sparkling from the beginning to the end. That would be first half. The second half is a little bit longer because we are going to do music from Mozart's opera Don Giovanni, and we are going to do almost the entire first act. We are going to call it highlights or excerpts from the Act 1, because we're not going to do entire number of all the recitatives and all the numbers and all the choirs and scenes and orchestras on stage. What we're going to do, we're going to highlight the most famous, beautiful arias performed by phenomenal singers. And one of them is actually a lady whom Robert mentioned already before, his wife, Hannah Dixon, who is going to sing Zerlina. So again, this music is so wonderful. It does not really need any background or explanation. And the reason why I want to do first act this summer, because I'm doing second act the following summer. So that will give us an opportunity to revisit this opera and to see it through the end and demise of this evil man, Don Giovanni. Anyway, and it will give us an opportunity to invite back all those glorious singers, and maybe even more. So this is the end of our second week.